Lesson 4. Great Renunciation and Enlightenment, Nibbana. Paragraph 1. Soon the prince became bored of all royal amusements, and he was in search of mental peace. One day he desired to make a journey around the city. Necessary arrangements and decorations were made by order of the king so that the prince might be delighted. But on the very first day, he happened on an old man walking weakly. On the second day, he saw a sick man crying pitifully. And on the third day, a dead person carried by his relatives. The prince was deeply shocked by the fearful sights of old age, sickness, and death. His noble mind was terribly troubled by realizing that no one could escape those pains and sorrows. He returned to the palace with his heart full of sadness. On the fourth day, however, he was satisfied at the sight of a holy hermit with a bright and peaceful look. He kept on thinking that in spite of the royal comforts and his good health, he would someday suffer from sickness, old age, and death. He felt compassionate for all human beings who had to face these everlasting problems, and he decided to find a way out. His love of truth proved stronger than his affection for his family. Then, on a full moon day, at midnight, he left his kingdom and renounced the world. Thus, he became an ascetic in search of truth at the age of 29. It was called the Great Renunciation in 594 BC. The ascetic Gautama wandered around the valley of the Ganges, at first approaching famous teachers Alara Kalama and Udaka Ramaputta, and following their teachings. But their methods did not lead to super knowledge, awakening, so he turned away from them. Next, he joined a group of 5 ascetics and practiced the most severe ways of life for 6 years. Because he gave up food, he grew thinner and thinner, and his body lost all its strength. He underwent too much suffering, but still he did not reach his goal. Then he gave up these extremes and followed a middle path. To restore his health, he accepted the milky rice offered by a young lady called Suyata, and then he sat cross-legged under the big Bodhi tree, the tree of enlightenment. He decided not to rise from his meditation until he gained wisdom. The Bodhisattva was so resolute in his great struggle for Buddhahood that no Mara nor the evil forces could break through his calm concentration. Finally, at midnight, he achieved the threefold knowledge: the knowledge of his own former births, the knowledge of other beings passing away and arising, and the knowledge of the total destruction of all impurities. He attained the freedom of mind and the freedom of wisdom and became the Buddha, the fully awakened one, the conqueror of the battle, who opened the door of deathlessness to all living beings, Nibbana. Adapted from Narada, Mahathera, and Mala Laserkera.